What's up? What's up? What's up, my boy AJ? How you doing, brother?
What's going on, bro? How we doing today?
Man, I'm doing tremendous, man. No complaints, no complaints whatsoever, man. Hey, we'll jump right into it, man. We had a game of the week last week. I know you went out and filmed it, but before we get started, too, let me make sure everybody understands. We need you guys to go online and subscribe to our YouTube page. We have a lot of stuff that we're going to talk about at the end that's kind of contingent on you guys subscribing. We're trying to give you as much information as we can for free. We got a lot of things. So please make sure you go like us on Twitter, um, uh, YouTube, and Instagram. And AJ, can you tell them where that stuff is at?
Our Instagram, Facebook, and our Twitter is Elite 100 Prospects at Elite 100 Prospects. You can find us at Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, and then you can follow us as well on YouTube.
All right, well, let's get started. You see that ticker's going to pay attention to ticker, people. That's the stuff we be talking about. But hey, game of the week for week 4 last week. It was Osceola versus Olympia. AJ, you were there, so can you tell us a little bit about the game?
Well, game of the week, yeah, last week Osceola versus Olympia. We got an opportunity to go to that game. It was a very interesting game. Osceola controlled the game from the start to finish, in my opinion. The game really should have been a lot uglier than it was. They ended up winning 40-14. In the first quarter, they would drive down and got inside the 10-yard line twice and was not able to score. So I give Olympia credit on defense for that. But the game changed when Bo Masco, he got a interception, returned it back 65 yards for the touchdown in the second quarter. He ended up getting 3 interceptions for the game. I believe he had all 3 in the second quarter. But yeah, they have a tremendous defense. The running attack was very impressive. The Swint brothers, they get downhill. They apply a lot of pressure on opposing defenses. So yeah, Osceola handled that game 40-14.
How did the guys on the defense besides Bo look for us? That those guys on the front four, they're getting a lot of hype, and also Wilson. How did those guys look?
Okay, well, we'll start with the front four D line. They were John. He had ended up having a couple sacks, if I'm not mistaken, a couple TFLs. Derek also applied a lot of pressure on the D line and standing on their sideline. One thing that I noticed, their defensive line and their defense challenges them, where it's not like go get the quarterback. They actually have assignments and
Right.
sometimes they don't rush the quarterback. They have to apply that leverage and be contained and so on and so forth. There's times where they got to go inside versus outside. And I mean, I think it helps them as far as their development for the next level. We talk about Jeremiah. He ended up blocking a punt, actually.
Okay.
Blocked the punt, scooped it, almost scored, got tackled at the 1 or 2 yard line. But yeah, the
We got to talk to
defense,
him about that. Like, hey, man, you got to get in
hey,
there. We got
hey,
to talk to him about that.
he got whacked though. I ain't gonna lie. He got whacked.
Yeah, you got to
He
get
made
whacked in the
he
end
he
zone.
made a couple moves. He broke 2 tackles,
You got to
but
get
that
whacked in the
last
end
one,
zone.
boy, it hit him pretty good though. But yeah, they dominated. But yeah, he got tackled at the 1 yard line though.
Yeah, shout out to Jeremiah. Shout out to EP, man. Congratulations on your first time being the head coach, and shout out to the old coaching staff. Those guys out still have they've been pretty good for a long time here in Central Florida. They're a real family, so shout out to them boys. So I guess we can really admit straight up, player of the week. Who you say it was?
Oh, it was Bo Masco without a question.
All right. Well, shout out to Bo, man. We're going to have to get with you to make sure we give you a little something, man. The appreciation for Player of the Week. So that's some good stuff.
Let me
Now,
give you a quick nugget though about Bo too. Through 3 games, they played 3 games, and he scored a touchdown in all 3 games that he's played in this year. He's had a kick return for a touchdown, and he's also had 2 pick sixes on the season for a touchdown. So the young man doing his thing.
yeah, I personally feel like he's highly under recruited. I've sent his film out to quite a few schools just today off the rip, Coastal Carolina, sent it to Maryland. So I think he's highly, very highly unrated kid. I'm pretty sure it's only a matter of time once one somebody offers. I'm sure that everybody else is, but he's and plus the kid can run. I don't think there's a
The
DB.
run.
I don't think it's a
Listen,
DB in the area that's faster than him.
the play that actually, I don't want to say changed the game because it was so early, but in the first quarter, Victor Jones caught a hitch route on their sideline, broke a tackle. It should have been a 70-yard touchdown, 80-yard touchdown out the house. Bo's on the opposite field. He's working his way to that side. He sees Vic break that tackle. Bo gets on his horse, chases him down at the 20-yard line. Olympia doesn't score on that drive.
That's huge. Yeah.
The next drive is still 0-0. Olympia's next drive, Bo gets the pick six. Olympia's next drive, Bo gets his second interception. He wrapped up
Yeah.
the game right there,
Yeah.
second quarter.
Like I said, man, I've been putting his information out. I'm just confused because I know some of the recruiting services had him at 5'8", and that's the kind of thing that COVID hit because you know if you haven't been measured by like UC Report or any of those kind of companies, then you kind of get jammed up. So uh, we got to make sure that those guys get out and make sure that they get their measurables because like they had a side at 5'6", 5'7" at one point. But
Yeah,
I knew that was based off his freshman year, so I made sure to go to Under Armour last year when he grew. So, like when kids don't go to camps, those are the things that like why you want to make sure you go to camps because your measurables is more important than whatever you do at that camp. So
right.
I'm pretty sure that's the only reason. But he's legit 5'10", 5'10", 5'11", Bo, and he can run like that. So I'm pretty sure once and that's the only thing about schools not being able to come out and look at kids too, being the arm down. They don't know that kind of stuff. But I'm pretty sure once people get a chance to look at him, it's going to be a wrap. And plus, he got those two monsters in front of him. So when they come see him, they're going to see him too.
Just see him
Uh,
too. Yeah.
but let's see. Let's go ahead and jump on to week 5, man. Uh, you know, we, I got to give Bo his little. See, I got I just learned how to use his ticker, y'all. So I want to make sure y'all know what it is. So Bo get his little player of the week time of the ticker. All right, man. And now week 5 rankings. Matter of fact, let me share it as we talk, so that we'll take our handsome selves off the screen, AJ. Ladies, we don't want y'all to be upset, but we'll come back to our handsome selves. But this is what we're talking about right here. So all right, so this is our these are the games of the week. We'll go ahead and start down at the bottom and work our way up. Um, 10 and 9. I'll go ahead and start those, AJ, because they're not happening. 10 versus 9 is not happening due to Koei Knights had a breakout of COVID. West Orange Warriors, they're number 10. Uh, those guys ready to play, but they're gonna have a bye week. So it's just what it is. They're gonna make the game up on October the 11th, which is a Tuesday. So we can move on to number 8, the team we just talked about. Go right ahead.
Osceola will go on the road. They have to play Manatee. Normally Manatee is a tough program. This year they're down. I'll be honest, they're 0-3. So I expect Osceola to go on the road and get a nice win, nice victory for the program.
Yeah, I think what Quez is the new head coach. I think Yusuf quit, and Quez is the new head coach. Quez, for those
Yep,
who know,
Dr.
yeah, Quez Green, one of the elite Florida Gators of his time. But I'm sure he'll turn that program around. We know that they have athletes down there, so
Yep.
Osceola is going to have to be on their p's and q's. But we look forward to seeing what they do. Number 7, we have the Lake Mary Rams versus DP. DP last week we on our show we messed this one up. We
Yeah,
thought it
we
was this
had
week,
it. Yep.
but it's this week. So you know, uh, we look forward to seeing that game and seeing what's going to happen there. Uh, so number 7 is Lake Mary. Number 6 is that is the Jones Tigers.
Jones
That's
Tigers.
the Jones Tigers. They go against Oak Ridge. Don't need to spend much time on that. Number 5, we have Rockledge versus is that Deerfield Beach?
Yep, Deerfield Beach. That's actually one of the games of the week that we'll talk
Yeah,
about a little later.
Yeah, that's gonna be a good one. I mean, so
Ooh,
number 5 is Rockledge. I mean, Deerfield. They're gonna bring that South Florida funk. So we'll really get because we've been saying for a few weeks now we want to see Rockledge get challenged. We'll have a
correct.
good idea, but I do know that Trayvon has been injured, so I don't know if they'll be at full staff when they play those guys. And Trayvon is a 2024 QB that is pretty good. That means he's a sophomore. In case people don't know those 24s and stuff like that. Number 4, that's Popka. They'll be going against, Edgewater's number 4. They'll be going against Apopka. Number 3 is those Cocoa Tigers. That has got to be who's that? Who's that team?
Who does Coco play this week?
I'll let you look that one up. I know you
Let me
probably,
go.
number 2 is the Popka once again against Edgewater. We're not going to spend as much time, but number 1, Seminoles going up against those Buccaneers that really came and showed everybody a little something last week. We always know that those Buccaneers are very talented, a lot of athletes on that team. So we got quite a few games to pick.
Oh, Coco, Treasure Coast.
So, hey man, look
That's
man,
another good one. That's another one we're gonna talk about.
well, look, man, we could almost lead this up because hell, all the games of the week probably on this. You know
They
what I'm
most of them on there.
saying?
Yeah,
Yeah, we
yeah,
can we can lead this right up.
yeah. You
So
can
yeah,
leave it up. Actually,
yeah. This is this is like how every year in college football there's always that weekend and like everybody playing everybody. Yeah,
yep,
this is it. This is what we talking about right here because the old Manatee and Osceola, which we both you want to go ahead and start from the bottom and just go from 8 all the way up.
yeah, yeah. We can start there.
And if we have any other games that you like, matter of
It's
fact,
a
are there any?
couple. Yeah,
Are there? There's a couple other games. We'll
it's
go
a
ahead and
couple. The
shoot it to
only
me.
other game that we'll talk about really is Orlando inner city matchup, so to speak. We got Evans um going against Winter Park. Winter Park's at home. They're 3-1. Um, I
But
like to see.
before we get started, you want to go over our picks of the week last week?
Okay,
I
yo,
mean,
yeah,
last time
let's
we
go
did.
there. Let's go
Yeah,
there.
go ahead because I know you keep the list, so I'll let you
Yep.
handle that.
So last week we messed up and added a game that shouldn't have been on there. That Lake Mary DP game. I didn't look
Correct.
at the date, but we got in 4 games total. So the first game, Rockledge did defeat Bayside 31-7. They're 4-0. Bayside's 2-1. I believe we both picked Rockledge, so we got that pick correct.
Right.
The next game was Mainland over Mineola. Boy, did I ever get that one wrong? Mineola defense and the team gave up 35 points.
Wow.
Most points they've given up combined all season. The offense only scored 6 points. So for me, that's a concern. I've seen Mineola's offense struggle um,
Against two
last
good
couple of
teams.
weeks against better opponents.
Yeah.
Mainland they flied around. Caleb Evans had a spectacular special teams play coming down on kick return. Actually made the returner from Mineola fumble, scooped and scored himself. So yeah, Mainland handled them 35-6. I was wrong on that pick. And then last but not least, we had Seminole over Flagler Palm Coast. We both picked Seminole, and they ended up winning 27-3.
Yeah, I think I picked Mainland by default just to be
Yeah, I think
opposite.
you did actually.
But but uh but I was just shocked that they beat them like that myself. Uh, I also want to send some prayers out to Jacob Thornton. He got injured in that game, and it may be an ACL. So prayers out to him
Oh, wow, I didn't
and
know
his
that.
family. Uh, but so let's go ahead and get on this week. We have West Orange and Coy, but on the list. But that's 8, 10, 10, and 9. We'll do that again. Osceola versus Manatee. I tell you what, let's go with the other games. Let's pick them first, and then we'll go on with what we got on the top 10. So
The the only other
yeah,
game that's not on the top 10 is just Evans versus Winter Park. Evans 2-2. Um, Winter Park's 3-1. Winter Park is the home team. I like to see Winter Park continue the success, and I like Winter Park in that matchup.
yeah, I like Winter Park as well. I'm pretty, I wish those boys at Evans a lot of, hope they do well. But I think Winter Park, that staff has been around a little bit longer.
Yeah,
Evans, if they just give Kennard time in about 2, 3 years, they're going to be a force to be reckoned with.
right.
So yeah, so we both will take that one. All right, next up then, Osceola versus Manatee. Uh,
Next up, what you got? You go ahead. You first.
Oh, well, this is for me. It's Osceola. You just said that man, the 0-3. So I mean, so like we done with just taking stuff. If I take one because it's I might take one or two just to for the show, just so we won't have the same thing. But it's not gonna be Osceola and Manatee. I promise you that. So I'm gonna take Osceola on this one. I think those guys are gonna be. They're gonna put up some points. They have a game. I think. Uh, they play Monday as well. I think they're making up St. Cloud, so I'm gonna pick them to beat St. Cloud as well.
Okay. Yep. I'm gonna go with Osceola too. Get 2 victories in 3 days. So yeah, I like Osceola to beat Manatee.
All right. So number seven, which is a very interesting matchup, we have the Lake Mary Rams versus Dr. Phillips. Man, that's gonna be interesting. I mean, since I went first, I'll let you go first this time.
Um, so looking at Deerfield, Deerfield beat
No, no, no. That's Lake Rams. They're playing Dr.
oh,
Phillips.
my bad, my bad. I'm skipping one. Lake Mary. Lake Mary playing Dr. Phillips. This was a interesting game as well because Dr. Phillips lost their first game, won the second game, lost their third game, won the fourth game. Um, so if history was to repeat itself, um, they should lose this game, and I think that Lake Mary will find a way to win. So I'm gonna take Lake Mary.
I personally, for the sake of the show, this is one for the sake of the show.
No, no,
I'm gonna
not for
take
the sake of the show.
no, no,
For
no,
the sake of
because
your pick, what's your pick?
no, I'm gonna go with DP in the upset because the game's at DP.
I
I'm
like
gonna go
that.
with DP in the upset. I think that like the DP historically does better. As time goes on, and Coach Wells has a very young team. It's not the DP old. They have a lot of their, they don't have a lot of. They have a few seniors, but not a lot of them. So I'm gonna go with DP in the upset uh, because I know Wells, and I think that secondary wise, but I wouldn't be shocked if Lake Mary wins. Put it like that. It's kind of a toss up, and I'm gonna go DP because I'm pretty sure they're gonna get a big dose of. They're gonna have to want to hit big JT. I'm pretty
JT.
sure JT and a little hot rod. So I think that's what we'll see. So we'll see. We'll see what the Rams do. All right. So next up, Oak Ridge against Jones. It's going to be a very interesting game. We're going to see what happens. In that game. Uh, I think that Oak Ridge is doing some good things over there. They got Chris Tooley. Uh, but I'm gonna go with Jones. I mean, I was trying to make it interesting for Oak Ridge to
Trying,
avoid
huh?
Oak Ridge, but nah, I'm definitely going with Jones. So we'll see what they do, but I'm definitely going with Jones big by 3 touchdowns.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with Jones as well. Jones on the 2 game losing streak, very unexpected. I know Tiger Nation out there is trying to keep it together. Last week was somewhat expected if we're all honest with one another, but I like Jones to come back and bounce back with three possession victory at least,
All
21
right,
20 points.
all right. So next up is Rockledge and Deerfield Beach. I'll let you go since I went first last.
All right, so looking at Rockledge and Deerfield, we questioned Rockledge strength of schedule, so to speak, early on in the first 4 games. Looking at Deerfield Beach, they're 3-1. Their lone loss came to Dillard, a perennial powerhouse, so to speak, in the state of Florida, Broward County. I have to be honest. Deerfield was beating Pompano Ely last week, 62-0 in the second quarter.
Mm.
And they ended up winning the game, I believe, 70-7. But they called the dogs off in the second quarter. So with a team that explosive, um, I mean, I think this would be one of the better teams that Rockledge play all year. I'm gonna have to go with Deerfield.
Yeah, I was hoping you take Rockledge, and I was going to go with Deerfield, no matter what you said. So, Deerfield Beach is one of those teams that they're probably going to represent down south, in the 8A region. We got
Right.
a couple of teams that is going to be interesting to see what happens. But Deerfield Beach will definitely be, I'm sure in the final 8. We're going to skip. 4-2 and 2-4 because those are the same games and that'll be our game of the week. But Coco and Treasure Coast, man, hey man, hey that's one hand. Hey, like that could go either way, and I really don't. I mean, I'm gonna choose Coco because I got a lot of kids over there, and those are my kids. But man, Treasure Coast, I'm telling you, Treasure Coast, I'm telling you, they look good. I saw they. Hey man, like that might be the best team that Coco faced this year, and Coco's faced a lot of good teams.
I
Like
mean,
Coco, I don't man. For my money, I don't care what nobody say. They are the people's champ.
they
They
are.
they they
They
they
ain't
have played
ducking
everybody.
nobody.
They
They
played
ain't
everybody.
ducking
They
nobody.
played everybody. Can't nobody tell me nothing about Coco. They don't have no ducks. If they got ducks on the schedule, it's because that's their conference. They did, but you know what? They don't have a conference because I think the classification they in. They get to just choose. So yeah, but Coco ain't playing. But
No,
Treasure Coast got a good team, so it's gonna be real interesting. I'm gonna go ahead and take Coco because I know those kids. But man, I wouldn't be shocked if Treasure Coast win that thing, especially with the game being at Treasure Coast.
man. So this is a very very tough pick. Adrian James' son, Eden James, is the starting running back for Treasure Coast, and Adrian James was one of my childhood favorite running backs growing up. And his son runs. I don't want to say just like him, but they have a very similar style, and he's tough to tackle. But I just have too many ties to the Coco connection. Too many boys we know over there. So I'm gonna go with Coco, but I think it's gonna be a battle. I wouldn't be surprised if Treasure Coast wins the game, but
Yeah,
with Coco being at home, I'm gonna give the home momentum, that
Coco's
home
away.
edge.
Coco's away. Coco's at
Coco's
Treasure Coast.
away. Oh Lord, I don't know. I'm gonna go Coco. I'm gonna go Coco.
Yeah, Coco at Treasure Coast, so they're not at home. But all right, well then that leads us to the number one team in Central Florida, Elite 100 Friday Night Lights. That is the Sanford Seminole, uh, and they're going against Daytona Mainland, who just came through. That's a rivalry, been a rivalry for years. Uh, you know. Those boys are gonna get up for that. A lot of guys who are at Seminole coach, know those kids from Mainland, coach with those kids. So this is gonna be a real rivalry. Who you got?
Um, I got Seminole.
Seminole. All right. Well, hey man, I can't do for the sake of the show. I got a lot of those boys at Mainland. The games at Mainland. I wish those boys well. Uh, it's Mainland's offense is the reason because Mainland's defense is pretty good. I'm telling you
Solid,
now,
very good.
their defense is good. Their offense is the only thing, and I just don't think you can beat Seminole if you can't score at least 21 points. And I just don't know if they'll be able to do it. So I'm gonna go with Seminole as well,
I
which
mean,
leads
that makes sense with a new coaching staff. Typically, offense is what's what comes on last. Defense is read and react, so it's easier for defense to catch on.
it's not that they're playing their best athlete at quarterback, and he's a hell of an
Give them
athlete,
a bone, bro.
and he's a hell of an athlete, and he's but they don't have nothing. He's their best option at quarterback. Like he really would probably be one of the more elite safeties in the area, but he has to spend time splitting quarterback and safety. But I like him. I think he's a tremendous athlete. His natural position is safety. I think he has the size. He has everything but they just don't have. They need their young quarterback to step up, and he just hasn't stepped up. So if because if Mainland had a quarterback right now, Mainland would be a problem. I'm telling you, because they got athletes
They
all
got
around the field.
athletes.
They got athletes all around, and especially if you take their quarterback and put him in safety. Now, man, they just on some other stuff. So that's the importance of the quarterback positions, which that's another story. We don't develop them as much in Central Florida as other places all around the country. We got to do a better job because it's hurting a lot of those kids. And like James, James is one of the more dynamic wide receivers out there, but you
Yep.
would know it because he don't have nobody can give him the ball. So it's just one of those things. So, but pound for pound, I'd line up Mainland's athletes with anybody across the whole this whole Central Florida area. But but because I don't know what'll happen at quarterback, I got to go with Seminole because Seminole ain't no chump either. difference with Seminole, they pretty much got all the pieces, so they're gonna be good every week. You have to
They
bring
got
your
a
A game.
quarterback.
Yeah, you got to bring your A game every week to beat those guys.
Yeah.
So let's go to the game of the week. You got Edgewater and APK, uh, and Edgewater is at APK. So and I don't know, maybe Treasure Coast, because it looks like in cat in the defense they put the rankings up. So maybe Coco is at Treasure
Coco,
Coast
yeah,
this year.
Coco's at home.
Okay, well then yeah,
I
that
double
might make a
check.
difference. Yeah, that might make a difference. But who you got? APK against those Edgewater Eagles.
Um, Man, so it's another tough one, man. Just because all of the relationships, but just being honest, looking at it, Edgewater 3-1, Apopka 3-0. Edgewater's gonna live and die by said Baxter Jr. Kid averaging 9 yards a carry. He's averaging 15 yards a catch, eight eight touchdowns on the year. But Apopka, I saw online, they said Apopka defense is the Bermuda Triangle. I like that nickname. Their defense is normally always going to be solid. Um, it's going to be very, very tough for Edgewater, in my opinion, to go into Apopka in that hostile environment and come away with a victory. Um, Not having as a complete team as I would like to see. They got some young talent on the outside. But I'm gonna have to go with Apopka. I just cannot. I have to pick Apopka. I went against them before, and a couple moms let me know that was a bad choice. Don't ever do that again. So I'm not gonna make that same mistake again. I'm gonna pick Apopka.
First off, damn them moms. And I'm saying it right. I'm saying it right. If they got a problem, come see me. How about that? But and just because they said it, I'm going with Edgewater. Now, what you gonna say about that? I'm going with the Edgewater Eagles to beat APK. And I hope all my dogs at APK play a great game. I got a lot of kids over there, so I want those boys to play well. I coach a lot of those kids. I'm very proud of Mike Spain with his performances, as well as Troy, Leah, and as well as Pete. Pete is Andre Phillips. Pete has done a good job out there. Those are the names that people don't know, but they did a tremendous job, for the team. This will be a little different because Edgewater is not going to abandon the run. They're not going to say, okay, you know what, you didn't tackle said, because really the matchup that needs to be seen is Trayvon Barnes versus Cedric Baxter.
You could
One,
say the whole
yeah,
linebacking core
yeah,
versus Cedric
yeah.
Baxter.
Once, nah, I mean, because it's gonna come down that middle linebacker hitting him. Because that other linebacker, he better wait for Jeremiah Conley coming his way. Because don't forget, Conley a bad boy too now.
Yeah,
So
but
and
Sid ain't just all power. He
oh,
on
he
the
can hit the
perimeter
corner
too.
too.
Yeah,
But
he
that's
gonna challenge
he
them
can hit
outside
the corner too.
linebackers to make a play.
Oh no, he can hit the corner too. But it's gonna come down to when them boys meet in that middle. I promise you that. Like when Sid and Trayvon meet in that middle, somebody gonna win, somebody gonna lose, and it's gonna be interesting. And somebody gonna win some, because I guarantee you that matchup. One time Sid gonna win, one time Trey gonna win,
Yeah,
and then Sid gonna go to outside. So it's Josiah Robinson. I don't know if they still playing him in linebacker, but if they are, is he gonna win? If I was a Popka, I'm damn sure going back to Josiah Robinson in linebacker in this game.
this week, yeah, for
Yeah, I
sure.
promise you that.
He in
Uh,
the box.
yeah, yeah, and then you got Pete as well on the other side. So one of the strengths of Apopka is their three. Their front seven is the strength of their team.
Correct.
Caven Call, Big Mike, the dudes in the middle,
Troy,
Troy. Yeah, their front seven is the strength of their team. Edgewater though showed me a little sophomore wide receiver that had some good size.
Kai
Uh,
Bates,
yeah,
number 18.
so man, hey, they might it might get interesting over there. It might get a little freaky.
Hey,
Uh,
the young man averaging 20 yards of reception. And then you throw in Conley in the mix. Conley's averaging 16 yards of reception. So they have a passing attack, but the difference in me is I think that Apopka is one of the better tackling teams in the area. I
no
saw
question.
Jones miss a lot of tackles that I don't see Apopka
No,
missing as
APK
much.
ain't missing no tackles at
No,
all.
they don't miss tackles.
So man, we got I forgot this is our viewer section, and so going forward, if you have any questions for us, make sure you hit us up on Twitter, Elite 100. We will do your questions over the show. But before we get to The special thing we got to tell everybody about. We'll go through this. You got a few of these. Congrats, Bo. You've been balling. I'm just here to see, see what you say about Jones.
They
I
the
don't know
truth. We
who.
still
Wait,
respect
wait, wait.
Jones.
I need to know who that
Who
person
was that?
is. That's somebody on Facebook. Hold on. That,
That
that
PJ?
that's probably PJ, man. I guarantee it. Hold on. I gotta see it, man. That's probably PJ, man. Hold on.
Hey
Yeah,
man, we still respect Jones. They had to go face that juggernaut last week,
yeah,
man.
that's probably PJ, man. Let me see. That's got to be PJ, man. Let's see here.
Now
All
I
right.
now I will say that I didn't expect 63-3. No,
Yeah,
I didn't
nah,
expect that.
I don't know. I don't know what page it's on because it's probably one of those other pages. I don't know who it is. All right, so then we got we going crazy. I don't know who that is. We got to figure that out. Mainland dominated Lake Minneola last week, which is true.
Very
Uh,
true.
Very very true. Physically, I agree. We saw that. This is my main man, Bubba Clark. He APK all the way. He got oh you got somebody from Jones talking about APK. Wow, Shalonda. Okay, okay. Says Mama. That's what she known as. She said APK. Bubba said I won't bet them eyebrows on the shaver. Oh, yeah.
Ooh.
Bubba, I tell you what though, we gonna bet a meal on it, and we gonna go get a meal together
Oh
next week. So
boy. I
I'm gonna
thought
hold
you
you
were
to
gonna
it.
bet an eyebrow.
Nah, I ain't gonna bet eyebrow. I ain't that crazy. I'm too old. I'm too old to be walking around without no eyebrow. But nah, so I'm gonna hold him to it. Let's see. Robinson gonna win. Yeah, yeah. That's our boy. Josiah, one of my favorite kids out there. And then let's see. Oh, there goes she Jones at school. So yeah, she still, she's still repping Jones, even though, that was her, that she picked APK, so she's still repping Jones.
Hey,
So yeah,
the one thing I will say about Popka, I noticed last week Caleb Hicks, number 17, was at quarterback against Dr. Phillips. I'm
yeah.
not sure is Andrew something wrong
I
with
don't know.
Drew
Yeah, Drew got hurt. I remember at the
against
West
West
Orange game.
Orange.
Yeah,
Correct. But that
but
was 2-3 weeks ago.
yeah, I don't know if he's coming back. But I do know that kid played a hell of a game against Dr. Phillips. I do know that. That they remember they didn't play last week,
They
so
didn't. It was two
so
weeks ago.
that's another reason why I went with Edgewater Eagles. I think that those boys would be pretty good out there. And a shout out to Big Said. Unfortunately, he lost his grandmother yesterday. So, we want to give him our
Condolences.
prayer, our condolences and our love because he's a real good brother. All right. So now let's move on to what people don't know is the Elite 100 Senior All Star Game. We finalized it. Jerseys are probably going to be getting purchased within next month. But and shout out to our sponsors. We'll make sure that those guys, get recognized, as time goes on. But we've already sent out the nomination forms to all the high school coaches. The Elite 100 game represents kids from Orlando, Lake County, uh, Osceola, Seminole, Brevard, and Volusia. And the game is split up east and west. The west is Orlando, Lake County, and Osceola. The east is Brevard, Volusia, and Seminole County. The head coach for the east is Tianan Green, Cincinnati born. Kid, he played Cincinnati player, played NFL for 3 years in running back, and now he's back home. He'll coach the East with his staff. Players for the coach of the West would be Ron Rutherford, pick grade. I think he's in the top 5 passing all time for the school.
Yeah.
He's also doing a lot of training. So for any of you parents who have quarterbacks that want them to get trained, please, hit us up and we'll shoot them out with him. And so we'll have staffs, for both teams. Um, you know, one of the big things about this game is, we will have, college coaches at the game for kids who, the game is mixed up of kids who, have the big Power Five offers, but they're also going to be kids who didn't have Power Five offers. And so, this year is a little different, in the fact that with the portal, COVID, and stuff like that, it's going to be a lot of kids that have major, FCS D1, D1 AA talent. They're going to go have to play D2 just because of what's going on. So coaches are going to be very interested in seeing those kind of kids with those kind of talents because they want to make sure that they get those kids on their team. So anything you like to add to it? I think you'll be all nominations are supposed to be in I want to say by next Sunday, and
Yep.
and we'll meet that Monday and pick the kids. And so certain kids are already. If you were a senior and you were our player of the week, you automatically make the team. So if you're a senior and you are player of the week, you automatically make the team. So you know, anything you want to add to it, AJ?
No, I'm just excited about the opportunity to continue to help these young men get to the next level. It's another opportunity for them to get more exposure, put them in front of college coaches, scouts, recruiters, decision makers to try to help them get into school. Because nowadays we both understand the name on the front of the jersey is not as important as it used to be. If you can play, um, and you're a good ball player, you can make it in the NFL. You can make a living for yourself. So I'm just excited about the opportunity to continue to help these young men come January 8th.
Hey man, I'm sorry. We got a phone call from Jeff Robinson. I got to hook up seafood. He wanted, he's bringing me some seafood over today, and he wanted to make sure that, he's going to make sure that he helps sponsor some of the things that we do for us feeding the team. So I got the seafood hookup. They'll be one of our sponsors. So hey, shout out to if those who want to. I'm going to take a picture and I'm going to show you next week what he putting down. So so we want to make sure that you guys get out there and get you some real good food.
I'm
Uh,
pretty sure we can get Jeff to be a vendor at the game.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
We can
Yeah,
send
that's for
him
sure.
out.
That's for sure. So he'll be there for certain. He'll probably be there with it, doing his thing. So we appreciate him. So yeah, so we gonna make this short and sweet. Anything else you want to give? Because he about to bring my food over. So
Nah, man, go ahead, eat your lunch, man. It was a
yeah,
good show.
yeah,
We'll be at a
always.
Popka this week. Game of the week, Edgewater versus Popka. Can't wait to see it.
Yeah, since my son has a bye week, I'm gonna be in attendance as well. I may try to sneak out to Lake Mary DP. If I don't know, I think the game is at Lake Mary. If it's there, no, I won't be going. But if it's at DP, I would probably sneak to both games. But hey, so we appreciate you guys out there. We want to thank you. Do us a big favor once again. Please, please, please go follow us. Hold on, Shalonda say y'all need ribs. My dad got it all. Okay. Hey, well, you know what, Shalonda?
We'll talk more
We'll
about this
talk.
year.
We'll chop it up. Make sure you, we'll get with you. Just hit us up. You got all our numbers. But for those who don't, make sure you hit us up on Instagram, Twitter, and make sure that you do us a big favor. And out of all things, make sure you go and subscribe to our YouTube channel. We're gonna start putting more and more information. If for some reason you want to see this replay, please go to YouTube. It'll be on YouTube. The YouTube channel is what again, AJ?
Elite 100.
All right. No
The
prospects.
Elite
You said.
100 prospects. Yep,
All
the
right.
Elite 100 prospects.
And you can get us there on Twitter, Instagram, all that kind of stuff. So make sure you get a look at Bubba. It's a done deal. Hey, we gonna get some wings. Loser got to pay. All right. So that's what it is. So all right. Appreciate y'all. Y'all have a blessed day. Yeah. So that.